Maybe he'll come right over.
Okay, folks, as you can see, our harbor seal feeding has just begun. Anyone in the aquarium that isn't already upstairs, you still have enough time to join us for the feeding. And again, everyone upstairs, we ask everyone to please remain seated. We ask that you don't call out to our seal service.
Look at him eating. He's chomping at it.
Here at Jenkinsons, we have 3 harbor seals. Their names are Lucy, Secret, and Coral. Lucy's going to be coming up all the way on the right side, and Secret and Coral are going to be coming up in the middle and the left side. Now, all 3 girls we have here are harbor seals, and harbor seals are one of the most widespread species on the planet. Because they're so widespread, there are many different regional variations of harbor seals, even though they're all the same species. Currently here at the aquarium, we have 2 of these regional species showcased. All the way to the right, we have Lucy, who's an Atlantic harbor seal, and in the middle on the left, we have Secret and Coral, who are both Pacific harbor seals. Now, even though they're all the same species, you can see the slight variations in the regional differences. Lucy, on average, has a more speckled pattern than Secret and Coral do. And tend to have a more blotched pattern, a combination of the fur. Here's to that. Lucy is usually about 20 to 30 pounds lighter on average than Secret and Coral.
You never got to pet a seal when you were little?
No.
I did. I got to do the show once.
Feed the seal. Very, very, very closely. As you can imagine, these girls aren't.
Oh, sorry you didn't get to.
Now, another big difference between Secret and Coral and Lucy, aside from their subspecies differences, is that Lucy is actually a wild-born seal, whereas Secret and Coral
She's so cute.
Lucy was actually from right here in New Jersey originally. About 20 years ago, she was found by a woman walking her dog right here in Point Pleasant, actually, a few miles from the aquarium. The woman contacted the authorities who
look at the brushing the seal's teeth.
Which the purpose still exists today. And their main focus is to take in injured marine mammals and marine turtles and rehabilitate them for release back in the wild. They are a strictly rehabilitation facility, and they don't keep the turtles for usually more than about a year or 2. So when they found Lucy, they noticed that she had large gashes across her stomach, but she was still a pup at the time, so the injuries were actually quite severe. They brought her in to try to assess her health, and they actually noticed that she was born blind in one of her eyes. Now, this is actually something that can be quite common for harbor seals, so being blind in the one eye actually wouldn't have excluded her from being released. But due to this extreme stress of her injury at her young age, she developed what's known as a stress cataract over her other eye, which made her almost completely blind. So at this point, she was then deemed unfit to be re-released back in the wild, and she was given to us here at the aquarium. Quite coincidentally, we were actually opening our doors that same year right here at Jenkinsons, and Lucy was the first animal we had here in the exhibit. She was the first and is the longest running animal we have in the aquarium as a whole.
She's trying to leave.
Back in 1991. Even though Lucy is blind, she gets around the exhibit extremely well. As you can imagine, she's been in there for about 20 years, so she knows the exhibit like the back of her hand. But you don't put new objects in there, new toys and things for her to play with. Her whiskers in the front of her face actually stick out in front of her when she's swimming. So she can actually get a very good feel of what's going on in front of her. And they're very agile animals, especially on the water, so she can work her directions very quickly. She's about to walk into something. And that sound you hear our girls make is actually the sound that seals make. Most people confuse seals with sea lions, which are actually a close relative to seals. Sea lions are the animals you normally see in cartoons and movies and TV shows. They make those high-pitched barking sounds, and they have very large developed front limbs. These front limbs allow them to push themselves up on land, so they cannot actually walk Seals, true seals, like our harbor seals, actually can't do this. Their front limbs are too underdeveloped, and they're mostly just kind of to steer themselves under the water. When they're up on land, they actually don't use their front limbs at all, so we just kind of bring them around like a world. Sea lions also have external ear flaps like we do as people. Whereas harbor seals and other true seals actually don't. They just pretty much have a small hole inside their head where their hearing comes from. Now, as you can imagine, since Lucy is blind, she doesn't respond to visual commands very well at all. She responds quite well to vocal and tactile commands given her by her trainer. Now, all the seals we have here respond to things called commands, and all the responses they do are things called behaviors. We call them behaviors and not tricks because they're actually things we see the seals do first.
I want to do that too. That would be awesome.
Our seals do during our feedings are natural behaviors that they do not do in the wild. All you is link that behavior to a command and get the seal to perform it. We use exclusively reinforcement here at the aquarium, which means we never score it with guys. So we have to perform a trick of performing behavior with a command. And if we perform it correctly, they get their reward. And if we perform it incorrectly or not at all, we just have to go reward and sit out slow and down the hall. There are a few behaviors we actually have to teach the seals how to do, or at least get the seals comfortable with doing. These are called husbandry behaviors. They're usually for the overall health of the animals. One main husbandry behavior we actually have to do is actually brushing our seal teeth. In the wild, harbor seals and others would normally chew on large pieces of algae or kelp sea lettuce, which will help keep your teeth clean. Here in captivity, though, kelp
I spy SpongeBob. I spy SpongeBob.
And coincidentally, it can actually extend their lifespan quite a bit. Brushing your teeth a little bit more effective than just chewing.
For the kids.
Seal in the wild would normally live to be 25 to 30 years old.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's giving him a kiss. Lucille gave that guy.
Lucille's a sweetheart. She's a girl.
No, it wasn't Lucille. It was the other one.
Just a couple of different veterinary visits. Overall health monitoring.
Is that a yawn? What's she doing?
She's telling me come here. Come snuggle with me.
Both were born in captivity out in California about 20 years ago. They're both 21 years old.
She's saying.
They're going to be celebrating their 22nd birthday about a week or two from now.
She seems a little more.
Since she was born in the wild, we're not sure of her exact age. Since she was
I think
probably
she's
about
cuter.
a year or two old,
I think she is, even with that eye.
With her age anywhere from 22 to 24 years old. Another husbandry behavior we have is that water spoon count on the side. There's one or two of the feedings throughout the day. We'll actually lower that spoon count and open it. We'll have our seals go up and go in and out, kind of spin around and come out. What that does is it gets them familiar with the
Really?
so in case of an emergency or a fire, we need to get the girls out of the aquarium as quickly as possible. We do that with the stress. As you can imagine, these are very large, heavy animals. And their muscles are quite large, so it's quite difficult to move. I know he's going to come out. You can imagine, you know what, picked up very much. All the food we feed our seals here at Jenkinsons is high quality restaurant grade food. What that means basically is that we get the food from the same place that high quality restaurants get their food from, the same ship from the same suppliers. We get shipped in frozen for sanitary purposes so there are any parasites or bacteria in their food. Because it is frozen, it does tend to lack some of those natural nutrients that are going out the wild. So what we actually do for this is we actually refortify the seal's food with vitamins and minerals. This is grown from mammals just like us. A lot of the same vitamins that they would naturally get in the wild, or need in the wild, are the same vitamins we get from here. In fact, a lot of the vitamins they get are strictly over-the-counter medicine that people are offering. And that does conclude our seal feeding. Touch tanks will remain closed on the top floor until a few minutes after all the feeders are completely empty. Anyone wishes to use the touch tank, we ask that you please wash your hands beforehand and our touch tank sinks on the opposite side of the left of the ceiling. Thank you for visiting us here in Jenkinsons Aquarium. We'll be open until 5 o'clock today. Hope everyone stay safe. If anyone has any questions about our seals or any other animals here at the aquarium, you can feel free to ask any of our knowledgeable staff members.
That was so cool.